Well, hello everyone. I trust you're having a terrific Tuesday. Mine has been really, really well today. I won't be before you long. I was reading over in Hebrews, the 12th chapter, the first verse. And if you're not familiar with it, I encourage you to read it because I'm only going to quote just a portion of it. But from Hebrews 12 and 1, there's a portion that says, "Lay aside the weight and the sin that does so easily beset you." And what that means is whatever you're carrying, be it fear, doubt, lack, worry, grief, sickness, whatever it is, it's admonishing us to lay aside the weight. Why? Because at some point, the weight that we carry will eventually become sin. And God never, ever, ever intended for us to be boggled down with anything, but rather he gave us some instructions, and most of us know it in 1 Peter 5 and 7. He says, cast your cares upon the Lord. Cast your cares upon the Lord. Why? Because he cares for us, and it's not his intention for us to be weighed down. The scripture says to lay aside the weight and the sin that does so easily beset us. And again, the weight that we carry, if we continue to carry it, that weight will eventually become sin. There's a scripture over in 1 Corinthians 10, verse 13. Look that up and read it. We quote it often, but really we misquote it. It's not what it says, but the idea or the inference of that scripture is God won't put more on us than we can bear. So logically, if God won't weigh us down, why continue to carry what's too heavy? See, we don't have to carry weight. We don't have to carry weight. And see, in that same scripture, it tells us God gives us a way of escape. It's not his intention for us to carry weight. He gives us a way of escape. And the way to escape that is what we just read. Lay aside the weight, which will eventually become sin if we hold it, if we allow it to continue to weigh us down. Now, don't get me wrong. Weight, it does have somewhat its advantages. Why? Because it has the ability to build endurance. But it's not advisable ever to carry too much weight. We don't want to carry too much weight, nor do we want to carry weight for an extended period of time because of the injuries that it can cause and the damage that it can cause. Ask any weightlifter about that. So again, we're to lay aside the weight before it causes damage, which would be the sin. The damage would be the sin in the natural. The natural side would be the damage to a physical body, but the spiritual side would be the sin. So it's always first natural, then spiritual. There's a natural application always to explain the spiritual. So again, if we don't lay aside the weight that we carry will eventually become sin. But it's totally avoidable by just simply laying aside the weight. The remedy is in 12:1 of Hebrews. Lay aside the weight so that weight that we carry won't become sin. So when the cares of this life come to weigh you down, or if they're weighing you down now, do what the word tells you to do. Lay it aside. And the biblical way to do that, according to 1 Peter 5:7, is to cast our care upon the Lord. Why? Not only because he tells us to do it, not only because he cares for us, because he can handle it. Because he can absolutely handle it. The old timers called him a burden bearer and a heavy load carrier. So give him those heavy burdens. Refuse to carry burdens because it's not our lot in life to carry burdens. Walk light. Decide today to let all the heaviness go. Free yourself. Lay it aside and cast it upon the Lord. Because again, the weight that we carry, if we continue to carry it, eventually it will become sin. Hebrews 12:1, lay aside the weight and the sin that does so easily beset us. God bless you all and have a great day.